everybody. We're at Pueblo Motorsports Park once again, getting Tanya some testing in again. Got Randy with the heap here, and we already did one pass. I just wanted it to be completely nerve-free and everything, and she did really good. Did what it was supposed to do. We have now turned up the boost a little bit, turned up the amount of boost that we get on the launch a little bit, and then we ramped it in to, I think only 1 more pound or something like that. So we'll see how it goes. She's feeling pretty confident today, so I think we'll be able to go up a couple of pounds today. We'll look at the log, and then if she's comfortable, we'll turn it back up. She's still having a tiny problem with keeping it floored at the top of third, so still got to work on that, but down low, she's doing really, really good. So, yeah, filled it up. She's getting strapped in. We'll go do another one right now. All right, so I got to tell you the same thing I tell Tanya. 100% throttle. Yeah, we left the RPM the same, so we got to actually see what it does with floored all the way out on that RPM before we go up again. Okay. So, and now that we have control over boost, oh, that was one thing that I didn't say. The first pass that we did on Randy's, so he added another gate. And we now have complete control. It was able to go on wastegate pressure all the way through, even in second gear. So we got control now. Now it's time to just start easing into it and turn it up. Cool. What's your job on this one?
Go fast.
In so many words, yes.
Floor it.
Tension in the pits, tension in the pits. Pro.
Floor it. Don't be a pussy.
Sportsman.
Do a good burnout.
Back for your finals, please. Pro, super pro.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
For your finals.
Nice and smooth, so I think the duty cycle thing was just being in and out of the threshold.
I just stayed in it.
Smooth all the way through? Nice. Oh, damn. God damn, I want to see what boost it was.
Dude, it was...
I mean, if it did what it was supposed to do, that means that was only maybe 50 kPa. That's it. What'd you do?
60 was awful again.
Yeah, I thought I was going on there. Well, it didn't sound like you were building much, if anything.
I fucked up with the light and then...
Don't go until you're ready.
Well, I pumped in 70 feet.
Right. And and then stay on the launch control as long as you want. You know, you ain't gotta go. So, because we're still in the, I mean, like we're sprinkling in some racing for you, but that guy we don't give a shit about. I don't know who that was. We don't want to race him.
No, I know.
So,
I wasn't planning
yeah.
trying to race him. I was just trying to do my process.
Okay, well, if you get out of process like that, just gotta stay on launch control and make sure you're ready.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what I mean, it felt the same though.
Yeah. What was the mile an hour?
14.
It wasn't the same. So that's good, because that's what I'm saying. You don't feel the boost up top. The main work that we're gonna have on you is launch.
Yeah.
So can we feed in more boost? Because you didn't even notice that, and it went up 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, well, cool. Okay, so that was a pretty good one. Seemed quick. The log messed up, so I don't know. It's the first time it's ever done that. Not sure why it did it, but she's pretty confident. She floored it all the way until the very end. It looks like the truck nosed over very abruptly at the end, so I'm pretty sure she did. That's the first time it's actually even looked at that. Before, she was like easing off in third, and then she let off all the way. So we gave it a little bit more boost. We're ramping it in, like after 1.5 seconds or something like that. We're starting to ease it up. She didn't even feel it on the last one, so yeah, no reason not to give it some more. What she's gonna start feeling is when we go up in RPM. So for now, it's pretty easy. I don't think she's gonna really have too much of an issue with it. At the top of the run, it's probably about 4 pounds away from full boost. So she's already almost there on that. We're just gonna start moving it further and further in the run, and then start going up in RPM. Hopefully we can get a lot of that done today. Hard to tell from that whether it happened. I mean, we're adding all of the power to up top, so it's kind of hard to tell whether, you know, she stayed in it or if it got any better. Hard to tell just from looking at it. So we'll see what the time slip shows, see what the log looks like. Randy over here hot lapping. He did one pass before we even went out there, and then he came back around and ran with Tanya. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, the seatbelt. 6'1", come on.
What'd you do?
I thought I got over the brakes further when I got out the...
Dude, look at this. Hey.
Oh yeah, it still went 10.3.
Yeah.
Jackass. 116. Hey! Nice!
Look at this.
That's awesome.
Look how close.
Oh man.
No, that's cool.
Dude.
You guys are at similar power right now.
Dude, look, even the 60.
Oh yeah. Oh, so what was it? 1.6 last time, right?
Yeah.
We're getting you out a little better.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what the deal is. You should be 1.4 at least at this point.
Dude, it spun, so I don't know if I need to let air out.
Track might be shitty. That's what I'm saying. Let's go walk it and see. That way you have some reference. Be like, all right, if the track feels like this, I can't lean into it very hard. So that last pass, it ended up being the last pass of the day, unfortunately, but it was a really cool one because we got to race our friend Randy. Both of them ran pretty similar times. Now, Randy's car is still easing into power, so, you know, but we got control now and we're turning up the boost little by little. So it was actually on par with, you know, kind of what we were expecting. And Tanya was really good. I didn't actually think it was going to run what it ran. And so yeah, it was really good. Decent sick, huh?
Well, why didn't you?
I didn't think we raised the power that much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with you. You just do the same thing over and over. At this point, I'm the only one making changes. But yeah, the 60 didn't change, which it shouldn't really, because we've just been increasing the boost up in the later gears. But unfortunately, right after that pass, it started hailing like crazy. And we ran out of time. We couldn't do another pass anyway, so we ended up just kind of calling it, unfortunately. We're going to be doing 2 race days next week, so we're going to come down here to Pueblo, and then the following day we're going to go to Bandimere. There's like a, what is it called?
Street Warriors?
Street Warriors or something like that. It's not a race or anything like that. It's literally just open track. It's like a big meet at the track and free runs and everything. So we figured we'd go out there and just kind of mess around, maybe try to race a couple of people, but continue getting her some testing because it's really exciting. We actually covered a lot of ground today in increasing the boost. We went from where she was doing passes on, I think you were at 8 PSI? Or was it 10?
10.
So it was 10 across the board, and now we have it targeting 15. So it's a big gain. Now, as far as what Holly reads for boost, the max I think it shows here at Pueblo when it's turned all the way up is like 18 or 19 or something. So only a couple of pounds off, and she's like barely even noticing the changes. Like the trap is going up, but we're bringing all of this in kind of later in the run. So now once we get up to full boost, so by the end of the track she's at full boost, then we're going to start making the boost come in earlier and earlier, and that's where some good time is going to be at. Then we start giving it the RPM to where it leaves way more abrupt.
That's what makes me nervous.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll have to go up that much. I mean, honestly, if we can duplicate, within a 10th or 2 of our time, which I think we can, leaving at a relatively low RPM where there's no chance of wheelie, I think we'll be okay there. It'll be competitive.
It's going to give you a couple of tries for me to not wheelie, though.
No, I think I know what the threshold is for you not to wheelie.
Okay.
I think. Pretty sure. I know what I left at, and it wheelied, but it didn't even wheelie too much. Like, don't think you're going to get away with no wheelie.
No, I know,
wheels
but
are
as
gonna
long
be
as I
coming
don't
up a little
notice
bit.
it, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be, no, you'll probably notice it too.
I might not, though. I don't notice a lot of things.
Well, that's fine. As long as you stay in it, you're good. So, overall, really good for the day. And we'll come back next week and do some more testing. I think it's going to start getting pretty crazy. She's going to start making some really hard, really good passes. So,
burnouts were a little bit better this time, too.
what was?
The burnouts?
Your burnout? Oh, yeah, the burnouts were actually all better this time.
Yeah.
So that was really good.
Except for that one.
And you
but
tried
fucking
going on the
scared
light
me.
too. You tried going on the light. She red lit by a little bit, but I was actually really, pleased with the fact that everything now is becoming muscle memory for her. So she had the, I guess mental. You were available to think about something like leaving on the red light.
I mean, now I can think about my 1-2 shift and my 2-3 shift.
Yeah.
Before it was only my 2-3.
All the shifts are good, or TPS is good. It's all going well. So. Yeah, now it's the easy part. It's just turning it up. We know what the truck will do. It's all tuned for all the loads that we've been going through. So it's just crank it up. It never really has traction issues. It just has a little bit of a wheelie issue when we start really leaning into it. So it should go really quick now. I bet you next weekend she'll be almost at the same times that I run. I bet.
That'd be cool.
I'd say at least a 10th away or 2
we can start
tenths
trying
away.
to beat each other's times.
Yeah, well.
Like by hundredths of a second.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully you can run a quicker time than me. And that's the thing, we only tested a little bit one day. Like we tried laying into it one day, and we got a personal best, but I bet you there's more time in it.
Yeah.
I bet you we can get a little bit more in it. So we'll start testing all that. But I mean, once we get to a point where she is completely comfortable and we got that sucker turned all the way up to a competitive, standpoint, we're kind of done testing at that point. So I think we're actually, today made me feel like we were a little bit ahead of the game now. We were a little bit behind, covered a shit ton of ground today, but we'll see how next weekend goes. If next weekend goes the way I think it's going to, I think we'll be way ahead of the game. And we might actually, have some time in there where we won't have to do some testing right before we go out or something. So, because I mean, it ain't exactly cheap to come out here every single weekend, multiple days a weekend. We are, we're spending a lot to prepare for this race. So.
Lots of money.
Yep.
I mean, but that's all we do anyway, so.
That's true. Yeah. So, not that that's a bad thing. Anyway, as usual, like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. We're going live every now and then, but we're trying to get these premieres to be a thing where everybody comes in and, chats it up a little bit right before the video comes on. So turn your notifications on for that so you can get the notification that we're getting ready to do a premiere, usually about half an hour ahead of time. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.